Hello, everyone. Today at my house, we're celebrating Disney princesses. Behind me, you'll see some beloved characters from Disney movies that have princesses featured in them. Also, some books. See if you can name all of the seven dwarves. I'd be happy to know if you could identify all of them. But let's get started. We're going to take an A on this viola. A and D. D and G. G and C. And here's an E. Okay, so I'm holding a viola now because we're going to start on measure 71 of Pocahontas with the viola section. You guys have one of the coolest parts of any song in this movie, in my opinion. I remember as a little kid, I really liked this rhythm that you have here. So, good for you guys. You get to play it. It goes 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Right? Let's do it again. Ready, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now, as you're playing this on your D and G strings, make sure you're giving it a nice, good fiddle accent, okay? That nice bowing. Just like that, okay? That's that part right there. And then, I wanted to identify two rhythms. One that's in the cello section on measure 71, 2, 3, cello section, and first violins. You have this rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, and. Okay? Ready? Again. 1, 2, and 3, and. Now shadow bow it with me. So you went down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, down, and 3, 1. Okay? That's again. Ready, and down, and 3. Ready, again. Down, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. That's it right there. So, cello section, you have something different on 74. You have to go down to 3. And notice how there's a staccato there. It's supposed to pop out for just a second. Let me demonstrate that for you guys. Actually, let's talk about first violin first, since you're first. You're going to have down, up. Here it is on your instrument. So here is measure 73. Oops. C naturals, please. It's low 2. Okay, a little bit more of a pop on that note right there. Cellos, you have something just like that, where you're going to go D, D. That's your part right there. Okay, skipping ahead, I'm going to talk specifically to second violins at measure 79. Something I want you to focus on with your fingering right there is that you have an F natural, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and then it's a high 2 because it didn't have that natural sign on it anymore. Remember, an accidental, like a natural sign, a flat sign, or a sharp sign, change at the end of each measure. So only contained in that measure follows that rule. Do those measures with me again. 1, 2, 3, raise, set, go. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Now remember that that's only one quarter note, and you have 2 rests after that. Cellos, we have some interesting fingerings right there to talk about. Okay, so cellos, at measure 79, you have B flat, C, D, E flat, F natural, G, then you go back down again, A, B natural, which is third finger, C, D, E, F. I'm convinced that those fingerings were made for the bass. You have exactly the same notes as the cello. However, you may find that it's a little bit more pleasing to play these fingerings in a row. In half position, I would recommend you have your B flat all set, all lined up there. And sorry, I just lost my spot. Gotta find it. You have your B flat, then your C, then your D. Now you don't need to move because you got E flat right there, and F natural. Then once you get to that G, you're going to shift up to first position. A, B natural, second finger C, D, E, fourth finger F sharp. That's that right there. Alright guys, moving on. Second violin's going back to you. At measure set 83. At measure 83, whoopsie, I want you to think fourth finger as much as possible. So you have so every one of those open string notes will be with a fourth finger. Oops, sorry, I'm messing up the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, ready, set, go. Now right here, you both first and second violins have a fun little rhythm. What I want you to do is the first note that you have right there for first violins, this is, again, measure 89, beat 2, where you have all those eighth notes starting. You want to keep your first finger there, because you're going to come right back to, right? Same thing with second violins, keep that G there. G, E, or G, A, B, G, you know what I mean. Alright, and this is the first time in this part of the song that we see that tremolo. Last time we talked about it, I said in Avengers, no, it's not really a tremolo, you really just double each note. This is a legit tremolo. Okay, to remind everyone how to do a tremolo, I highly recommend you do it at the top of the bow, okay? Or middle of the bow for you lower strings like cello and bass. But violin, viola, make sure you're doing it at the top of the bow, so that your, whole ergonomics are tuned and ready to do those fast movements. It's kind of harder to do at the frog, but it's easier to do at the tip. Okay? But make sure that you feel nice and stuck, that you can wiggle the string before you do any of those strokes. Okay? Alright, now I didn't play your notes, of course. Some marks that I want you guys to be aware of. At measure 90, this goes for everybody, you have a forte piano. That means that it's forte, and then immediately goes piano. And then it has a crescendo. So, for, let's say, the first violin part, that's the crescendo right there. Make sure you're still counting in your head. Having a free amount of wiggle right here kind of ruins that counting. Okay, moving on. You have that forte piano several times more, but cellos at measure 96, this is violas, cellos, and bass. You have what's called a sforzando, which is kind of like a forte piano, but it's immediately louder, and it's louder than that normal forte. Okay? So, an example of that sforzando for you cellos. Or to contrast, rather, between a forte piano, here would be your forte piano with a crescendo, and then here's your sforzando. Okay? And it doesn't necessarily have to get quieter, it just has to have a big bang, and then it stays. Which means more bow, more weight. Okay? Violins, let's talk about the rhythm there. You heard the violas go da 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 da, but you have a different rhythm there. You have down, up, down, right? Interesting how they changed the rhythm to make it a little bit more exciting. Let's play your parts. And as I said before, this is the cool rhythm that I really liked. I remember that goofball guy who follows the Duke or whatever that comes to Jamestown, and he's like running around while everyone's blowing stuff up, and he's saying, "Hey, nani nani, hey, nani nani." That's the words that are represented right here by this rhythm. See it there? Okay. Make sure that you got that string crossing down so that you can attack really strong. Yeah, I'm going to skip that right there. You don't need to hear my terrible playing. What you do need to be aware of is in measure 102 that you have an up bow marked right there. Everyone's going to have to adjust to get that. So here is 101 getting ready for it, going slow. Now notice how my bow already went up, the last note of the last measure, but you have to just skip to the next string, stay where you are. You could go up, you'd have to go up first, sorry, I shouldn't give you options. Sorry, I'm a little out of practice. There's that G up there, okay? Last but not least, everyone else, violas, cellos, and bass, you have a cool little rhythm to finish there. It looks harder than it really is. If we were to clap and count it, it would be 1, 2, and 3, 1. Okay, clap it with me. Ready, you go. 1, and 3, 1. Okay. Sorry, my other teachers are not quite agreeing with each other. So, for the viola, it sounds like so. D, F's, F's, F's. Sorry, that's D, G, G, G. That's that part right there. And notice how everyone, you have the sforzando right there, but it's different than what the cellos had before because there's two fortes. So, what should it be called? Sforzando? I don't know. They haven't got that far to distinguish that. But there's two F's this time, so it's a little bit louder because it's the end of this whole section. Okay? Notice how I circle bowed there to get that next down bow. Alright guys, that's everything for Pocahontas. The Mine part, we finished it. And happy Princess Day. Comment below on what characters you saw, what your favorite quote is from each of them. Hope you guys are doing well. Have a great day. Bye-bye.